say faith without works is dead, nigga. And if you ain't putting in no work, you scared, nigga. It's a new breed of black man in this earth. And we ain't putting up with your bullshit no more.
Niggas dying and don't see none of y'all in these streets. Mama's crying, going to funerals every week. And when you speak, you wanna say forgive your enemies? Please, don't talk to me about peace. Niggas locked up with no voice to help them get free. Then they pop up and try to sell a nigga that same green. The truth is, they don't give a damn about you or me. So please, don't talk to me about peace. It's time to show and prove. We hear you huffing and puffing, talking and barking. Nigga, show me what your ass can do. You say you got the truth, so when our kids was getting murdered in the streets, nigga, tell me where the hell were you? Hear crickets in the room. Yeah, I know, you can care less, only if it benefits you. But I tell you what you do, pack your shit up and move. Out of time you lose, cause real niggas coming through. Instead of worrying about our people getting slaughtered, these niggas crying cause they can't get a motherfucking answer. And by the way, our people in Flint, they need a water, but you playing like me speaking no English from across the border. But I gotta keep it real. Shout out to Nilly for real, cause he helped another brother and a sister live. No more closed eyes, no more ducking high, no more yo, this guy praise this to the most high. Niggas dying and don't see none of y'all in these streets. Mama's crying, going to funerals every week. And when you speak, you wanna say forgive your enemies? Please, don't talk to me about peace. Niggas locked up with no voice to help them get free. Then they pop up and try to sell a nigga that same dream. The truth is, they don't give a damn about you or me. So please, don't talk to me about peace. In a court of law, it ain't about what you know, it's what you can prove. You ain't got no evidence, you lose. These crackers got rules, make you put your hands on the Bible, it's what to tell the truth. They trying to ban you, don't get it confused. In a court of law, you can cut your dreads and wear a nice suit. They still gonna label you a goon. You stuck with 12 jurors, one judge, and a half a chance of making it out that room. They trying to ban you, I thought you knew, nigga. But everything ain't what it seems, cause the judge, prosecutor, and PD against you. They all tag team. They try to make you take the plea and make you serve 10, 20 life without parole. Back in slavery. So separation is the key. Let's separate from the crackers that hate us and need niggas that let them infiltrate us. Weak ass, sweet ass. Talk when the cracker tell your ass to speak ass, nigga. Niggas dying and don't see none of y'all in these streets. Mama's crying, going to funerals every week. And when you speak, you wanna say forgive your enemies? Please, don't talk to me about peace. Niggas locked up with no voice to help them get free. Then they pop up and try to sell a nigga that same dream. The truth is, they don't give a damn about you or me. So please, don't talk to me about it. And I ain't trying to be like Punk Dog. I'm picking up what Punk left off, so hit him up, cause I'm coming for all y'all. Fuck Jada Pinkett, fuck Will Smith, fuck White Jesus for you Christian ass niggas. And I ain't forget still, fuck all you rapping faggot ass niggas. Getting fucked for a deal, but claim you real. Apologize for the truth? No, never will. You looking at a UPK free state, tell it like it is. Niggas think they got freedom in America, and they don't realize they freedom in America. That red, white, and blue flag will represent your freedom. To that red, white, and blue badge, arrest you for no fucking reason. National Association, advancement of color people. Yeah, more like the other people. You put your trust in that fake ass Barack Obama, but join the real brotherhood with General Yohana. Niggas dying and don't see none of y'all in these streets. Mama's crying, going to funerals every week. And when you speak, you wanna say forgive your enemies? Please, don't talk to me about peace. Niggas locked up with no voice to help them get free. Then they pop up and try to sell a nigga that same dream. The truth is, they don't give a damn about you or me. So please, don't talk to me about peace.
All right, shalom, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Baraka Thumb to the brothers, Yahweh Shemal Thumb by Hashem Yahushua to the sisters. All right, this is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. We started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana, not affiliated with any other Hebrew Israelite groups. Okay, Special shout out to everybody in the chat. Same old usual suspects. Good to see you, brothers and sisters. Listen, that's the whole point. You know what I'm saying? There is no peace between us and the other nations. So we need to separate. We need to be trying to separate ourselves from everybody else, or we're never going to be safe. Okay, separation is the key to living safely in the earth. Okay, if you are trying to be a part of everybody else and live among the heathens, you are not going to be safe. Sharatazar, Officer Sharatazar. Can you hear me?
Calm.
All right. Shalom, Yabashim Yashabrakatah.
Hey, Shalom. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay,
Loud
hold
and
on.
clear.
I'm trying to fix my camera.
Can you hear me?
Khan, I can hear you, sir.
All right. Most High Christ. So, yeah, I just wanted to go into a little bit of separation. You know, it's just about one of my favorite subjects. Okay.
That's right.
ISUPK Black Supremacist Separatist. Okay. I'm a separatist. I don't want to be around nobody else. Even when I have to be around them and I go to the slavery, I hate it.
Right.
I just hate being around, you know, the East Indian, the African, the Caucasian. I wish, you know, I want separation. Give me some space. Give me room. You know what I mean? I don't want to be around them. Offside Tazar.
Sir, Shalom, I'm crazy.
No, Yabashim Yashabrakatah. Okay, Christ. Yeah, so me and Sharatazar was just kicking it, you know what I mean? Agreeing on how we want to be separated from everybody else. Don't want to be around them. Can't stand them. And it's so crazy. Like, man, I encountered something today at the slavery.
Right.
So, basically, the company that I'm kind of doing some work with, it's just a bunch of brothers, right? Can y'all hear me?
Right. Come.
All right. But you know, there's a couple devils thrown in the mix, right? So the brother called me today and he said, man, you know, he said, I know you be telling brothers, you know what I mean, you know, trying to give them self-esteem and trying to tell them, you know, what it is, this, that, and the third. And he's like, man, they going back telling, you know, Esau, a couple white people that are there, everything you saying. Like, you know what I mean? Like they going back to Esau, like, I guess saying, I'm wrong for saying this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, how dare you? You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Like, and I was so shocked. I was like, damn, you know what I mean? Like, we hate ourselves that much.
Yeah.
We hate ourselves that much.
Right.
That all I do is tell these brothers, you know what I mean? Like, I try to, you know what I mean? Like, bring it out. You know, just when it's just me and a brother or something like that, you know what I mean? I might start talking about it, you know what I'm saying? And like, they are going back and like telling Esau, like, you know, making it like, do you know what this nigga is saying? You know what I mean?
Wow, man.
And I'm like, you know, it blew my mind. I was like, damn, we hate ourselves that much, man.
Good.
That, you know what I mean? Like, it's 2023 and Negroes still worship Esau, man. Like, you know what I mean? They look up to anybody that's white, you know what I mean? And look down on a brother.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like Esau worked for this company. I'm damn near co-owner of the company. You know what I'm saying? And they still rather, you know what I mean, kick it with Esau. The shit is crazy, man. It's like how they don't know how to separate. You know what I mean? They don't know how to separate themselves from, you know, everything that Esau's laid out for them.
Right.
Birthdays, What we just had, 4th of July, Christmas, Valentine's Day, Labor Day.
Yeah.
Man, listen, my neighbors, I got a couple neighbors. This just happened Monday, right? Labor Day. And there's a neighbor that lives like across the street. And then there's a neighbor that lives like right next door. In Shiratazar, we are at the bottom of the ghetto. I mean, we're in the ghetto and we're at the bottom part of the ghetto. You know what I'm saying? Like, it can't get no worse.
Right.
And I promise you, every holiday that comes around, these brothers and sisters somehow scrape up money to be able to have the best feast day you can imagine. You know what I'm saying? Go all out for Esau's days when they don't even know how, you know what I mean, to not celebrate or do what Esau say. Like, this day come around and you ain't even got to tell them or remind them. They are going all out to be a part of what Esau has laid out for them.
Sad.
It is sad, man. It's rough, man. Like, we don't know how to love one another. We don't know how to love ourselves, much less one another. All we love is what Esau's laid out for us.
Right.
You understand? It's just it's heartbreaking, Shiratazar.
Right.
It's heartbreaking. It's discerning to have to see my people, you know what I mean? We slaves, dog.
Yep.
We're literally, like, the job I went to today is every morning. You know what? I'm over there. I don't know if you know about Palm Beach, where Trump lives. Over
yeah.
Island, Palm Beach. Right. Yes.
An overpass with the where the boats go by.
Yes.
His hotel is right there at the bottom.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a famous hotel over there called the Breakers.
Right.
And we're working over there.
Mm.
Oh, you working at the Breakers?
Yes.
Mm.
And I'm telling you,
Love you,
literally, every morning there is a sea of blacks and Hispanics. Like, we park over here in this parking lot and we just like invade this place, and all of us have tools, and you know what I mean? Like, we are going to build the pyramid.
Right.
I mean, you should see it, man. Like, I step back from afar and I look at it and I'm like, dang, this is what it was like when we built the pyramids. You know what I'm saying? Like, just a mass of us going to this one place to work and build it up and get it right. And you know what I mean? And put it together. And when the world sees it, all they see is the luxury of it. White man living wonderful. That's what you see. But they don't show Negroes and Hispanics, you know what I mean, literally slaving every day to keep this place up, to build it up. It's so crazy, because I told when I saw it, like, and it hit me, I told the brother, I said, man, you know, I went into it, and I gotta, after that phone call today, I really have to taper myself and not talk to, you know what I mean? I gotta know which one of them brothers I'm talking to. You know what I'm saying? I can't just talk to everybody out there, you know. But I told the brother, I said, this is literally slavery. And we know that in this school, because what do they give us, you know what I mean, for what we're doing? Our labor. All they give us is enough to buy garbage food, enough to pay rent to live in a shack, you know what I mean, enough to go and buy some rubbish clothes, and enough, you know, to be able to get back and forth to that slavery.
Right.
That's the same shit. That's the same thing they gave us when we had chains on our feet, on our ankles. You know what I'm saying? It's no different.
Salakia.
Go ahead.
You know them pyramids Oh, go ahead, Itazab. I think you said Salakia first.
I mean, I was gonna say, like I was gonna agree with you. Like they got, blacks and Hispanics working to build a empire up 24/7 at the breakers. You know what I'm saying? The construction workers doing construction. You got then black people working the elevators. You got
Right.
some black man, doing the car, like pulling in the cars and telling them what
Right.
all that stuff. And then you got me. I come to do DoorDash. I'm dropping off the food for everybody that need
You
food.
do DoorDash out there?
Yeah.
Ah, damn.
They tried to they tried to fall on me like I was a public enemy number one when I came through.
Yeah, you must have went to the wrong. You went through the wrong entrance. You went to the main entrance. That's what you did.
Yeah.
You went through the main entrance. You got to go around the service entrance.
You gotta go
Little Negro, you got to come around the back. You can't be going in the front, that big old driveway, that go lead up to that place. You drove up that driveway?
Oh nah. I drove up like it was like the side. It was the side.
Okay, right there, the light. As soon as you come across the bridge, you keep going straight.
Right.
Go around the little security guard thing.
Right.
They were looking like, what is this Negro doing?
Right.
They looking at you like, Negro, don't you know you supposed to? Which way? You haven't been here before, huh?
But that's so deep what you're saying. Itazab, man, he see it. Like we up there. I mean, it's a sea of construction workers. In the daytime, and during the night, and even during the day, you got the maid servants, the male servants.
Yeah.
The elevator guy. You got us cooking back there. I mean, it's that whole place is run and being operated with slave labor, basically.
Yeah.
The slaves are in there doing everything. And man, you should see Itazab. I because I go in there in the morning, right? And then I see the sisters coming in, right?
Right.
Man, you should see their faces on some of them sisters, man. They be like, shh. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They like, boy, some of them sisters be looking like, man, this is hell. Coming up here having to kiss Esau's butt and put on a nice smile. You know what I'm saying? And then you got some Negroes in there you already know. You know what I mean? They are good servants with the tight jeans on and the clean face, and you know what I mean, ready to smile and get along with Esau. You know what I'm saying? But some of them, even some of the brothers though, they walking through that place, man. You should see the look on their face, like, you know what I mean? Like, look what we got to do, dog. Look what we got to do. How did we end up here?
Right.
How did we end up in slavery? How do we end up serving a no people? You know what I mean? And
right.
At the end of the day, we gotta come out here and keep trying to push this truth and tell our people we ended up like this because we stopped keeping God's laws. We didn't keep our end of the bargain. We went into a covenant with the God of the universe, and we didn't keep our part. We turned our back on the power that we had, right?
Right.
And now we're powerless because he returned the favor. He turned his back on us. You know what I mean? So that's just, you know what I mean, what's on my mind today. You know, brothers, we got to separate. We have to, you know what I mean? The only way we going to get it together and get right is if we separate our minds, the way we think, you know what I mean? The things we want. We should want what God wants instead of what man wants. You know what I'm saying? We out here serving Esau with all our might, and we should be serving the Most High with all our might. You know what I mean?
Right.
Y'all brothers got anything you want to add, man, just go ahead. If not, you know what I'm saying, we can go ahead and jump into some scriptures. And anything y'all want to pull out or bring out, just go ahead and what I mean.
I think Shirazi was gonna say something.
It's cool. I forgot what I was gonna bring out.
Salakia.
No,
My bad. Yeah, no, it's heavy, man. This thing is, you know what I mean? It leaves me with a heavy heart. You know what I mean? The continual struggle. And it's like Negroes don't want to, you know what I mean? It's like Negroes don't want to get away from it. They're right in the middle of it and love it, man. Like, it's crazy to me. It's literally just, it's mind-boggling. You know what I mean? If I could, let's go to Genesis chapter 13, verse 9.
Oh God.
I just, you know what I mean, wanted to bring out a couple of examples of us separating. The Lord has separation all throughout these scriptures. You know what I mean? Like when he raised Adam up, right? He separated Adam.
Right.
From the beginning, the Lord raised Adam up. He separated him and put him over here all by himself.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because the Lord he knew shit. Adam stayed with all them, everybody else who was low. That, you know what I mean? He would probably end up going back low. You know what I'm saying? He would end up being back in the dust. Which, lo and behold, that's pretty much what happened. But he got kicked out of being separated. And the Lord put him right back with everybody else. And now here he is, you know what I'm saying? Serving and struggling. You know what I mean? When the Lord gave him everything he needed, separated him from everybody else, and it just wasn't enough. So I wanted to read an example, the book of Genesis, chapter 13, verse 9.
Come on. I got it. Genesis chapter 13 and verse 9. Is not the whole land before thee? Listen, right now, right? The whole land is before us, dog. Like, all we got to do is separate. Right.
You understand? It's all right here before us. The whole thing is right here before us. All we got to do is separate ourselves and we'll be able to get it. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Come on. Separate thyself.
This is what the Lord's saying, dog. Like the book of Genesis. He's saying separate yourself. You know what I mean? Don't be like everybody else. Don't be a part of what they got going on. You got everything that we need. The Lord will provide it. It's laid out in front of you, okay? The whole earth is laid out in front of you. All you got to do is separate yourself and do what the Lord say. Go ahead.
Oh God. I pray thee from me. If thou wilt take the left hand, then I will go to the right. Or if thou depart to the right hand, then I will go to the left.
Right. See, this is Abram and Lot, right? Mm-hmm. Getting ready to separate from one another. Now, what happened? Abram, he separated and went to the left. Lot separated and went to the right. The Lord is with Abram, right? Lot ends up in Sodom and Gomorrah. You know what I mean? Lot ends up over here where it's what do you call it? Where all, you know what I mean, the homosexuals and stuff are at. Mm-hmm. Okay. Abraham ends up wanting to save Lot. You know, the story is almost like Negroes today, Sharatazat.
Right.
Like, we can separate from Esau and the Africans and the Chinese people and everything like that. And guess what Negroes gonna want to do? They're gonna want to go save them. They're gonna want to go save them.
Yep. Even
though Abraham, you know what I mean, prayed to the Lord to save Lot, Lot still ended up being, you know what I mean, a heathen nation. The Lord didn't pick him. You know what I mean? So when the Lord say separate, man, that's what you need to do. That's what we need to do right now. You know, understand? We need to separate ourselves from everybody else and live the way the Lord wants us to live. Fringes, beards, you understand? A harem of wives, you know what I mean?
Right.
We need to separate, man. Keep going.
Come on. Verse 10. And Lot lifted up his eyes and beheld all the plain of Jordan, that it was well watered everywhere, before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah.
Right. So that's what the other nations desire, Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay. Right. We should not want that. We should separate and want to serve the Most High God. Okay. And keep his law, statutes, and commandments so we can, you know what I mean, dwell safely. So we can live. You understand?
Right.
You could drop that one. Okay. But that's, you know what I mean? Like, that's, man, if we just learn to separate, man, like we'll be better off. We'll be able to dwell safely. We won't get shot in the streets. You know what I'm saying? We won't get hung on trees. Like, how is all this stuff happening to us, Sharatazak? And we still want to stay in it. After 500 years, we still trying to hold Esau's hand. We still trying to join ourselves to him. When, like, you know what? I listen. I was watching the television, right? Commercial comes on. I'm not really watching television, but it's on, right? And, you know, it's like Esau is pushing so hard this gay marriage thing, right? To the point where all the commercials show men on men. You know what I mean? Men as a couple. And I'm like, what normal thinking person would push this type of lifestyle? You understand? Who, like, you gotta be, what, I mean, like, I can't even imagine it, Aitazab and Sharatazab.
Right.
Like, who, they push man on man, woman on woman.
It's a lucky.
Go ahead.
And you know, it's really crazy because they know it's killing people.
It's killing people, and guess what? Like, how is your race going to populate? How are you going to regenerate? It's just insane to me. Like, and they push it so hard to, like, it's almost normal now to see it. Like, you'll see it and you won't really think twice about it. You'll see it on the commercial and you won't really think twice about it. You'll just be like, oh, okay, yeah, you know, they go, the couple, the man, and you know, some child, they got some child with them. How did they get a child? You know what I mean? When you got two men in a relationship. This place is confused.
They stole him.
What's that, Aitazar?
They stole him. They
stole him. They are human trafficking children. Stole them from, you know, some poor Hispanic or Native Indian and placed them in some, you know, horrible situation where you got two daddies or two mommies. This child's going to grow up confused. You understand? The only way we can stop this from happening is if we separate ourselves. You know what I mean? And we have to learn how to live and be taught again by Commanding General Yohana. You know what I'm saying? On how to operate a black household, how to operate a black neighborhood. You understand what I'm saying? So we don't have to, you know what I mean, be a part of this. What's the scripture say? Come out of her so you don't have to be part of the destruction.
Right.
Like we are getting destroyed because we don't want to separate ourselves from this. We want to indulge in all this madness that Esau got going on. from the drugs that he's pushing to the alternative lifestyle that he's pushing. We don't want to separate ourselves. Now we're going to be part of the destruction.
Right.
And if we read this Bible, we read our history, the only way for us to survive and live is to separate from everybody else and what they got going on. You understand what I'm saying? Separate and celebrate the Passover. Separate yourself and, you know what I mean, and celebrate, you know what I mean, blowing of the trumpets. Celebrate yourself. You understand? Celebrate black culture, Negro culture, Native Indian culture, the lost 12 tribes. Celebrate your culture, what you got going on, what the Lord gave you. You know what I mean?
I was about to say, if I may,
Come on.
what's sad about what you're saying, you know what I'm saying, is that Black people, we don't even know our culture. Like everything that we get together to celebrate is something that was fed to us, like like a Juneteenth, or black people come together about dreadlocks and stuff like that. Black people come together on 420 to smoke weed together. You know what I'm saying? Like all these things that we've been lied to and told was our culture. You know what I'm saying? Ain't even really our culture. You know what I'm saying? We come together on about horoscopes and stuff like that. And we call these things Black culture. Like this is what makes us Black today. When none of those things are our culture. We got all of those things from a different culture, from a different nation of people who fed that to us, and now we think it's ours.
You are so correct, Itazal. And you know, one of the biggest things I look at with what you just said is the so-called Black dreadlock man, the Jamaican dreadlock man, right? And it has spread over into, you know, the tribe of Judah. Now we do the same thing, right?
Right.
And it's a horrible, disgusting, you know what I mean, thing to see all this dead hair, you know, piles of dead hair on your head. And we don't realize that's not our culture. We didn't come up with that. The Jamaicans over there in Jamaica didn't come up with that. Who came up with that?
If I may,
Go ahead.
that's 100% Elam. They came up with the dreadlock culture and the weed smoking culture.
Right.
I don't know if they invented the weed smoking culture, but they came over to Jamaica with it.
Yeah, I don't know who, you know what I mean? Because what? The Native Indians was doing it, right?
That's what they say. I
Right.
don't know how major it was.
Okay, so I think the Native Indians was doing that tobacco.
Yeah, they were mostly smoking tobacco. Yeah.
Right. Now they don't say, oh, they were smoking marijuana, which is another lie. Esau is the devil. Like all he do is lie.
Right.
And if I could,
Come
you
on.
know that's a lie, because the Native Indians were big on medicine. They knew
Right.
what plants did what. They knew
Right.
what purposes each plant had. You get what I'm saying? Which is why you don't do anything to, like, there's no medicinal purpose for tobacco except to smoke it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's not a medicinal purpose. That's just something you do because you want to.
Right.
You know? And they knew
Feels
that.
good.
Huh?
It feels good.
Right. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing it does. That's the only thing that it can do for you, is make you feel good. You know what I'm saying? We had a medicinal purpose. It healed. You know what I'm saying? They say even today it has cancer fighting abilities and stuff like that if you use it properly.
Tobacco or the weed?
Marijuana.
Okay, yeah.
Cannabis has certain genetic makeup that fights
Mhm.
off a lot of diseases, you know, if used properly. And the Native Indians knew about these things because they were big on medicine. They knew all the plants and what medicines. They just watch any Native Indian movie. They show you right there, like, oh yeah, this plant is good for such and such, and it'll heal this. And if you're about to die, you should take this medicine. Like, they know everything about the plants, so they know what purposes they have.
Correct. check this out. Sister Bayana Banyamyan, she's right on it, man. She said they hire us because their own people can't do anything right. And that is so correct. You know what I mean? Like they even in slavery, they went to certain parts of Africa, you know, and looked for us because they knew certain one of us knew how to farm rice, or we knew how to do other things. You know what I mean? They hunted us down and brought us over here to be slaves and do what they couldn't do. And even to this day, it's the same way. Okay. Yeah. The hair thing is horrible. Okay. Hey, Shiratzah or Itazab, one of y'all get the scripture and say, learn not the way of the heathen. Let's bring that one out. You know what I mean?
Jeremiah
10. Jeremiah chapter 10.
Verse 1.
The Lord, you know what I mean, put prophets in the earth to tell black people, Hispanic and Native Indian people what they should and should not do. From the time of Moses all the way, you know what I mean, to Yahushua. Okay. And Christ said, I did not come to do away with the prophets. So whatever Jeremiah or Isaiah or Ezekiel, whatever them brothers said to do, man, that's what you should do. You know what I mean? They spoke the words of the Lord. They had that Holy Spirit about them. Okay. Well, they didn't want to be with the heathens. They didn't want to be around them so much. We're going to read it right now. Go ahead, Shiratzah.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 10 and verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
The house of Israel, the family. Like I already just said it, but that's what's in a house, a family. You know what I mean? Our family has grown and grown and grown and grown. You know what I mean? Like this book is basically a timeline of us, of God's chosen people, from Adam, okay, and then we all became from Adam, right? After the Lord destroyed the earth, and then he chose somebody out of that, you know what I mean, that family tree. You know, it's just separation in the progression of where the people that are on the bottom today. Okay, this book holds our records, where we come from, what's our stock, who we are, and what we should be doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Read it from the top if you would. The water.
Come. Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
Right. Don't learn how to do, what is that dreadlock thing? You know what I mean? Don't learn that.
Rastafarianism.
That came from Africans, right? Or did that come from the East Indian too?
Nah, Rastafarian came from Ethiopia.
Right, over the Africans. You know, that's listen, the Lord separated us from all these people. And here we are running behind every little thing they do. Like, come on, black man, Hispanic, Native Indian man. We got our own thing. Read it again, Shiratzah, verse 2.
Come. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
Learn not the way of the East Indian man. Learn not the way of Esau. Learn not the way of Ethiopians. You understand? Keep going.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them.
Yeah. Esau, everybody else is you know what I mean? They are, how can I say it? They are enamored by space and, you know, getting off the goddamn earth. When the Lord, I guess they know the Lord didn't make this place for them. That's why they're destroying it. You know what I mean? Scriptures say the Lord made the earth for our sakes. Okay? And we can't even enjoy our own earth because we too busy trying to follow somebody else and doing what they're doing. You understand?
Right.
Keep going.
Okay. For the customs of the people are vain.
Right. The customs of everybody else is vain. It means nothing.
Right.
Anything you can name that they do, it means nothing. In the scope of what? Serving the God of the universe.
Right.
When it comes to serving the God of the universe, nothing they do, you know what I mean, has any relevance to, you know what I mean, the Most High God.
Right.
They want to worship a tree, Christmas. They want to worship a woman's butt, Valentine's Day. They want to worship the sun, the stars. They want to worship breasts, Easter. You know what I mean? Everything they do means nothing. They want to dye the river green and have St. Patrick's Day, and you know, and worship little green men or whatever, you know, the leprechauns or whatever. You know what I mean? Everything they do is just a fairy tale. Everything they do is like a fairy tale. It doesn't mean anything. It's nothing.
Right.
And here we are with the ability to serve the ultimate power in the fourth and third dimension, right? What greater power is there than Yahweh in the third and fourth dimension? And he gave us the ability to serve him. Nobody else. Just Native Indians, Hispanics, and, you know, Negroes.
Right.
The Israelites. And instead of serving the most greatest thing that there could possibly ever be, what do we rather serve? We rather serve white Jesus, Christmas, Valentine's Day. We need to separate from these things, man. This is what's jamming us up. You know, I read this thing also. I was reading how, you know, like white people say we're all the same, right? You know, when you talk about separating, they're like, we're all human. We all bleed red, right? But I read this article, Sharatazar and Nightazar, that says in 2023, I think it says something like, what was it? It was a very large population of white people live in white communities only. They live amongst themselves. They're separate. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, they are separate from you. Chinese people definitely separate from you. There ain't no Chinese people in the ghetto. You know what I mean? Only time they want to be a part of what you got going on is to serve their lust, right? To have some kind of sexual deviance with you. Or to just, you know what I mean, use you for your physical abilities or your mental abilities. You understand? But the articles say white people live amongst white people. Everyday average white people are living amongst themselves. They are separate. They're doing the thing that we got to come out and try to convince black people to do. They're not, listen, Aitazar, Sharatazar, they're not celebrating give me a black day. You know what I mean?
Like Juneteenth.
Well, yeah, they're not. Most white people ain't celebrating that, and the ones you think are celebrating it, they're just trying to get money off of you. So when you got your event going and everything, what do? They come out there with their little table and they trying to sell something to you.
Yeah.
But they're not celebrating Juneteenth. They're not celebrating, the so-called day or whatever when you got free from them. They're not celebrating that. They're separate from you, man. They're doing their thing. And here we are. We got to come out and damn near beg our people to, come back to niggerdom, the Negro culture, the thing that the Lord gave us. Passover, memorial blowing of the trumpets, the Feast of Purim. Negroes don't want to have nothing to do with that, Sharatazah. Nothing to do with it. They want Christmas. And Christmas is like the most, there is no other day throughout the year that is more oppressive to Black people than Christmas.
Right.
Christmas destroy families, man. You understand? Christmas destroy families.
Sure.
Listen, niggas don't want to go home. You know what I mean? They disappear because they ain't got no gifts. I'm gonna keep it 100. I remember like being young, 20 something. You know what I mean? Just starting out, trying to establish myself in the world. And dude, Christmas was rough for me every year, man. Because I had a girlfriend and she was looking for something. My mama looking for something. You know what I'm saying? Christmas was rough time of the year, man. To the point where you would go out and steal stuff, man. Just so you could bring something home. I'm telling you, man. I've been there, dog. I've been there.
It's a lot here.
Yeah.
They talking about this supposed to be Jesus Christ's birthday. That's when most crime go down.
Say that again.
They talking about it's supposed to be Jesus Christ's birthday on Christmas. That's when the most crime go down.
You right, man. You absolutely right, Isaac.
They committing crimes for Jesus. I don't think you would have that.
Wow. Yo, this man, this is, you know what I mean? We jammed up out here, man. And when you give Black people the truth, they get mad at you. You tell Black people the truth, everything that we bring out in this school, everything we bring out in these classes is nothing but the hardcore truth. And Black people get mad at you, man. You understand what I'm saying? They get mad at you. Let's get that, Mike, become your enemy because I tell you the truth.
Salakia too. Like what you were saying, the whole book of Deuteronomy, Leviticus, with Moses, right? Moses was establishing the law for the Israelites to live by. You see what I'm saying? Like one of the core foundational principles of the law was separation. To separate.
Right.
That's why God, you know what I'm saying? That's why God, that's why we left Egypt, to separate from Egyptian culture.
You're right.
Like we had to go into the wilderness to get cleansed and learn our culture, learn the laws. The whole thing was about separation, to get away from their culture and their society and form our own society.
Man, what you saying is so right on, Sharatazah. Like what we did in Egypt, what happened? That's why Commander General Hunter always said, man. You know what I mean? Like, and Captain Shawariyala taught us the same thing.
Right.
Everything that happened in Egypt is happening right now today.
Right.
You just got to be able to, you know what I mean? Like put it in today's term so a brother can see it. And what you did was that was amazing right there, what you just did, man. Like, that's what happened to us. We were over there keeping Christmas, Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day. We were in Egypt keeping all their days.
Yeah.
And the Lord said, stop doing that. Separate yourself from that. And listen, when he did it, Sharatazah, we had already had our days. The laws were already given to us. All that stuff was already given to us.
Mm-hmm.
All our days we had, and the Lord said, look, I'm going to take you out of this place. I'm going to separate you from this, and I'm going to take you out in the wilderness, and you're going to have to learn all over again how to serve me.
Right.
How to serve, you know what I mean? How to be your own people. You got your own. I'm gonna help you come back to your own culture. Right. And that's exactly what's happening today in 2023. You know what I mean? When Christ returned, that's what's gonna happen. He's gonna bring us out of all these other nations and set us back in our land, and you know what I mean? So we can keep the Passover, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, the memorial blowing of the trumpets, the Feast of Purim, you know, all these things, you know what I'm saying? That's so heavy. And also, when we came out of Egypt, right?
Right.
What did Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians want to do?
Go right back.
We wanted, they fought it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why that whole everybody who came out of Egypt had to die. Everybody who came, not one soul that came out of Egypt and saw them things that the Most High did went into the Promised Land. It had to be a new generation. You know what I mean?
God, if I could,
that's so heavy. Go ahead.
Also, like, Christians go to church and say, they changed their life. Like, how did you? And they say they changed their life and they're not a part of the world, right? But how did you change your life, Christian, when you went from one church to another church? You're dressed the same as the people in those church, and then you're celebrating the same thing as the people in the world. The church is celebrating the same things as the people in the. So what are you actually changing about yourself, about your life? What makes you different from the people in the world? Nothing. You're the same.
Right.
And if you're changing, this is change when you actually come into like the ISUPK, you completely learn a whole different everything. It's a whole different world in here. You separate yourself from the world. You don't do what the world does. But when you in the Christian church, you still doing what the people in the world do. Right. You ain't changed from nothing.
If I may, to add on to what you're saying, not only are they doing what the people in the world do, they doing what the Satanists do.
Right.
Celebrating your birthday is a satanic religion. It's a satanic holiday.
Right.
It's worship of oneself. They said, like, if you look in the Satanic Bible, they say the highest holy day or highest holiday on the Satanic calendar is the day of one's birth. Because if you're going to worship a God, why not make that God be you? That's what they believe. And now Christians celebrate birthdays. And then they do the biggest, they tell the biggest lie and say that they celebrating Jesus Christ's birthday on December 25th. First of all, celebrating the birthday is unlawful. Second of all, that's a total lie in itself that Jesus was born in December.
Right.
And they know that.
Everybody knows it.
Everybody. Yeah. And they'll tell you, we don't know when Jesus' birthday is, but we're going to celebrate it in December. Well, if you were a good Christian, you will find out why you're doing what you're doing when it comes down to serving the Most High God, God, Christ. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just going with the okie doke and doing whatever Master say do.
So in reality, nobody's changing.
Nothing, sir. I spoke to a Christian today. They telling me something about Christians always revert to, oh, that's your belief. That's what you think. That's what I'm like. Is this what the book say? How is it what I think?
Right.
it's what the book, and it just proves that they don't really care. They don't really care about the book. They just care about what they, their lust,
Right.
what they want to do. They don't care about the book.
No, what you're saying is so right. And I'm trying to think of how, I think I heard either Commanding General Yohana or General Mahaiman say it, and they serve themselves.
Exactly.
Like birthdays, like Itazal just brought out.
Right.
Or they'll serve their children. Like
Right.
the Christmas say, oh, it's for the children. You
Right,
understand? Right. You know what I mean? So they just want to serve themselves and their own lust, okay, and their own desires. And that is the biggest part of the whole thing. Like, you're supposed to present yourself, you know what I mean? They say, like, they'll be like, oh, I have to present my body as a sacrifice, a living sacrifice. Well, what does it mean to sacrifice? Right. What does it mean to sacrifice? If you are sacrificing your body, what does that mean? That means your body is not getting the things that you want. You're sacrificing your body to only do what, you know what I mean? Allow your body to only have the things that the Most High God wants you to have. Right. Not the things you want. You're going to sacrifice your taste buds and not eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. That's the sacrifice. You're going to sacrifice yourself and not celebrate your birthday. You understand? That's the sacrifice. You're going to sacrifice your body and not eat nothing for 24 hours, eat or drink on the Day of Atonement. That's the sacrifice.
Right.
Okay. If you're not sacrificing that, then you are not, you know what I mean? You're not presenting yourself as a living sacrifice. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And we just have to re-educate our people, man, because it's rough out here what we going through. Right. Just to say change is actually not doing what you used to do.
Right.
And everything, tell me what a Christian is doing when they come into the church, like you said, and say they changing their life. What are you not doing that you did before you walked through that Christian church door? Tell me, what are you not doing?
Right.
Are you not smoking cigarettes anymore? Are you not getting high? Are you not, being a whore? Tell me, what are you not doing? Are you not eating what you used to eat? What are you doing? How did you change? It's a dang joke. And you know what? Who also we got to blame? We got to blame these black Christian leaders, man. T.D. Jakes, Creflo Dollar. You know what I mean? They continue to push this stuff. T.D. Jakes got something, I'm not sure what it is, but it's called Woman, Thou Art Loose. Just the sound of it is like, you know what I mean? Are you kidding me, man?
Man, boy.
Woman, thou art loose. You loose from your husband. Go ahead and be a whore now. This place is just, you know what I mean?
Terrible, man.
It's exactly. Terrible.
Sir.
Go ahead.
Hey, Slack.
A friend of mine's, right? Got a little girl. So my son tells a little girl, they're about the same age. So my son tells a little girl, Christmas ain't real, stuff like that. He went into explaining it to her. And she went to her dad, which is my boy. Oh, Dad, Christmas not real. Why you told me Christmas was real? He goes, well, you have fun, don't you? And that's what he tells her. He says, you have fun, don't you? She's like, yeah. And he's all right then. So what's the problem? And I told him, I said, bro, how you gonna tell a little girl that, bro? And I said, I said to him, so if she grows up and she goes and decide to be a stripper, right? You can't tell her that's wrong. Because when you tell her that's wrong, she's gonna say, yeah, Dad, I know, but it was fun.
That's I knew you was going.
I was making money and it was fun.
Right.
How you gonna get mad if she says that to you?
Wow. That's heavy.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crucial. That's crucial, man. That's crucial, Sharatazar.
Yeah. And that's also the same with, you know, the fact that he lied in the first place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like this is what you install in, like something like that. That's what you install in that little girl's mind. Because now she sees it's okay. My dad said Christmas is fun, even though it's a lie. Then I do it, even though it's a lie.
And now she gonna look at it like, well, I can lie. If you lie, I can lie.
I can lie.
Yeah, you lie all my life. So why you even mad if I'm lying?
Exactly.
You can't teach lessons that the only lessons. These are dangerous lessons that kids have been learning, and we've learned them. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter how old you are, no matter how young you are, if you alive on this earth today, your whole life you was lied to. You know what I'm saying? You was told Christmas, Santa Claus is a fat man that come down your chimney once a year. You was told that bunnies lay eggs. You was told that Jesus is a white man. You was told all these lies your whole life. So how can you expect anybody to be honest?
All right.
And then when somebody is honest, what are you gonna do? You gonna tell them they're lying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna make, and this goes with your precept, sir. I still got your precept going. So now you hate that person for telling you the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You hate that person now because they told you the truth after 20 years of you living a lie.
And if I may, it also goes with the precept that we just read and say everything they do is vain.
Right.
You know what I mean? You teaching your kids a fairy tale. You teaching them to live like not in reality. You're gonna live your whole life a fairy tale,
right,
a lie, just so you can have fun.
Right.
Basically, do whatever it is you got to do so you can say you had fun. You're happy. You enjoying yourself. Well, the Lord don't want you to be happy all the time. You know how I can prove it? What is it? I just named the day. The
Labor Day.
Atonement.
Oh.
The Day of Atonement. You can't eat or drink for 24 hours. Now, if the Lord wanted you to be happy all the time, why would he make you not eat or drink for 24 hours?
Right.
That's that sacrifice. But we're not teaching our children. We're not teaching our brothers and sisters that. We're teaching them to be happy. Do whatever it is to be happy.
Dang. Woman,
thou art loose. Just go be happy.
Yeah.
And that's why we jammed up now. Our women think they're supposed to be happy 24/7. Now you tell me who is happy 24/7 for the rest of your life? The scriptures say there's a day to mourn, a time to mourn, a time to laugh, a time to cry. There's a time for every emotion that human beings have. So how are you going to be happy all the time?
Right.
And now, if you're not happy, you go find another man and be happy for 24 hours. And then when he don't make you happy, you can go and find another man and he can make you happy for 24 hours. And you're just a whore.
Right.
For happiness. Go ahead and read what you got, Itazal. What you holding?
Look, yeah. The book of Galatians, chapter 4, verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth?
That's a serious question right there. Because black people will literally, Hispanics and Native Indians will literally hate you for telling them they can't eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, for telling them that they are God's chosen people. We go to camp every week. It's if y'all would come out there, you would know. All we do is go out and tell black people the truth, and they hate us. They spit on us. They throw drinks on us. We become their enemy just because we tell them God does not love everybody. They hate you.
Right.
They hate you for telling them that they are the best thing on the planet, that we need to separate from everybody else.
Right.
Now you're hated. Now you're a hate group. Now you're on the Southern Law Poverty list.
Southern Poverty.
A hate group.
That's crazy.
Because you tell your people God loves them. Now you're a hate group.
And all we doing
something else, Ites is out.
Lie.
Okay. What you got, Ites out?
The book of James, chapter 4. You can start at verse 7.
You pulling that? That's you pulling that?
Yeah, let me read it.
All right,
James.
I'll read it for him.
I'm getting it.
James
James chapter 4 and verse 7, all the way to 9. And what you were saying, sir, like we just using words, and we on that Southern poverty law list, and we just using words. We ain't never lynch nobody. We ain't never, we ain't do no we ain't Andrew Jackson nobody. You see what I'm saying? We ain't.
What's Andrew Jackson and somebody?
The Trail of Tears.
Okay. Right.
We ain't do none of that. We ain't do what the conquistadors did to the Seminoles. We ain't do none of that. No massacres. We ain't. What did we do?
Right. And that's what's so heavy what you're saying, because all I do, like on the job, I literally got to stop doing it. You know what I mean? But all I do is try to, remind brothers of what happened to us, our history, who we are. And they hate me for it. Man. They go to the white man and say, can you believe the audacity of this Negro? You know what I mean? Trying to tell me that I shouldn't be, happy in this place. I shouldn't be happy with my condition. Go ahead. Y'all, you got it.
The book of James, chapter 4, verse 6. But he giveth more grace, wherefore he saith, the Most High resisteth the proud, but giveth grace unto the humble.
This is to what you were saying. We're supposed to be mourning, sir. What the hell are we supposed to be happy about? Like, God give grace to the humble. You understand? You got to humble yourself. That's why the scriptures say, when sisters, they should be shame-faced. They shame-faced because they're ashamed, and they're ashamed of what they did. They regret what they did in their past. And that's why sisters come in here and they,
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we con.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He say he gives grace unto the humble. You have to first be humble.
Right.
Keep going.
Kind of. Verse 7. Submit yourselves, therefore, to the power. Resist the evil, and he will flee from you.
Now you got to yield yourself unto the Most High. You understand? You got to submit yourself unto him. And then you got to resist evil. All the things that make you happy are evil, like smoking weed, being a whore. You know what I'm saying? All of that stuff is evil that makes you happy. But God said you got to resist that. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Keep going.
Come. Verse 8. Draw nigh to the power, and he will draw nigh to you.
Mm-hmm.
Cleanse your hands, ye sinners, and purify hearts, ye double-minded.
You sinners are the ones who go against God's law, transgress his laws. You the ones saying that the laws are done away with. You the sinners. You know what I'm saying? He says, and purify your mind, man. Hearts, that's your mind. Purify your mind. You understand? And ye double-minded. You understand? Keep going.
Come. Verse 9. Be afflicted and mourn and weep.
And what?
Afflicted and mourn and weep.
And be happy.
Be and mourn.
You're supposed to mourn.
Mm-hmm.
You're not supposed to be happy in this place. You're supposed to mourn and be saddened at your condition in this place, man. That your brothers and sisters are on drugs. You know what I'm saying? They whores, homosexuals. You're supposed to be sad, man. You're supposed to mourn. You understand? Keep going. That's what the Day of Atonement is about. What Austin the Shot was bringing out is to be afflict your soul.
And if I could, real quick, like that happiness goes all the way to like, that's why brothers and sisters are getting high.
Right.
You understand? Just so they can feel some type of happiness instead of feeling that mourning, feeling the feeling of being on the bottom, accepting it, understanding it, dwelling in it. You know what I mean? Like, and then sober-mindedly figuring out, how do I get out of this condition?
Right.
But instead, we want to be happy all the time. So what do? We go get drunk out of our minds. Exactly. We go get high out of our minds just so we can be happy when the Lord he wants you to suffer right now.
Exactly.
You're over here to be punished. You're in slavery. You came over here on slave ships and you want to be happy?
Right.
You gotta be kidding me. Go ahead.
And that's heavy what Austin the Shot is bringing up, because it's the same way you punish your child. Like, some of y'all whoop y'all kids. Some of y'all let's say you put your child in the corner. You say, go stand in the corner. That child got to stand in the corner and face the wall the whole time. What he thinking about? Damn, I should never have did that, man.
Right.
I'm tired of being in this corner.
Right.
I'm never going to hit mommy in the head with the plastic baseball bat no more. I ain't never going to hit daddy, kick the soccer ball at his head. Like, he's thinking, I'm never going to spill that milk no more. Like, the whole time he looking at that wall, he being afflicted. He's mourning. He's sad. And then when he come up off that wall, he makes sure he never do that again.
What's he doing? He's regretting going against his father.
Exactly.
And that's what we should be doing right now. We should be in a state of regret.
Mm-hmm.
Mourning. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Right. Keep reading, Itazar. Baba Kushal.
All right, come. Draw nigh to the power, and he will draw nigh.
On verse 9.
Verse 9. Be afflicted and mourn and weep.
And do what?
And weep.
Cry, man. You should be sad. Like, I damn near, people wonder why I wear shades, man, because my eyes be red. Because I be sad. Damn near about to cry for the condition of my people, man.
All right.
Seeing my people so sad. I mean, seeing my people so down and every day, man, I'm driving around. I see how broken my people are, how destroyed they are. It makes me sad. It makes me sad. It's like, damn, what can I do? Me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing the best I could do. You know what I mean?
All right.
Go ahead. Keep going.
Come. Let your laughter be turned to mourning.
Let your what?
Your laughter be turned to mourning.
I know the Bible and just say, let your laughter be turned into mourning. All that happiness, all that good, happy feeling that you got in America, it should be turned into mourning when you see your people, man. You should be sad at the condition of your people and want to help change your people, man. You shouldn't love this condition. This is a horrible condition. This is a horrible punishment that we're taking on, man. It's an eyesore to wake up and see Esau every goddamn morning. It makes my eyes hurt. You understand? I'm sick of seeing Esau. I'm sick of seeing, brothers, turned out, sisters turned out. I don't know. I'm like, damn, because y'all represent me. You see what I'm saying? Keep reading.
No, that's like, if I may, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
That's brotherhood.
It's brotherhood, right?
Like if you're like the brother who grew up in the house with you, the sister that grew up in the house with you. If something happened to them, you hurt.
Right.
You mourning. Well, guess what? Our family is so big that I naturally hurt and mourn because I know now that this is my family.
Right.
When Trayvon Martin gets shot down and killed, I'm hurt. I'm mourning.
Right.
Because now I know who my family is. It's not just me and my kids and my mama. It's all Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That's who my family is. Go ahead, Salakia.
Hey, Salaki, if I could,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Let me go back to the scripture. And this is after the gospel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is saying this after Christ died. You mean tell me we're not supposed to be happy even after Christ died?
Wow.
Yeah. Because they're saying he has risen.
Right.
Wow.
That's what Christians say.
It's heavy to bring this out. This is in James. This is way after Christ died.
Right.
So
All them Christians on Easter, he has risen.
right.
You running with your kids looking for colorful eggs that bunnies don't even lay.
Christ died a horrible death.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And I'm supposed to be happy about that?
Right.
My brother died on a cross. I'm supposed to be happy about that?
Mm.
You got to be kidding me, man.
Listen, Christ died a horrible death on a cross, and now I'm supposed to be wearing the murder weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like Trayvon Martin daddy walking around with the gun that killed him. You know what I mean?
Right.
Showing it off and praising it and praying to it.
Yeah.
You kidding me?
Trayvon Martin.
Right.
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 You know what I mean?
He
Like,
go buy it.
listen, the way we are right now in 2023, let's put the blame where it belongs.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. And that is the white man is the devil, and he has been deceived. Because like we knew, like the white man did this to us. Because when we was on that slave ship, we fought. We didn't want to be here in slavery. We was running. They was cutting off our feet to keep us here. You know what I'm saying? We knew who the enemy was. We knew who the devil was. We knew that we put ourselves in that condition, but we knew we didn't want to be in this condition now once we came on those slave ships, right?
Right.
And now the devil, Esau, has systematically tortured us, raped us, robbed us, murdered us, beat us down to a pulp, to the point now where we just don't want to die no more by his hands.
Right.
So he told us, in order for you not to die, be a good slave, be a good servant, serve your master. Forgive me whenever I kill you. You understand? Like he did this to us. And then he went and paid crooked Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian men to go along and come over and, push it onto you even more. So the white man is to blame right now in 2023 for the condition of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And we got to separate from him and call him out for what he did to us.
Right.
He's got to pay for what he did to us. He's gotten 500 years of free labor. He's getting free labor today because the paychecks that we get, we can't advance off of it. We can't get no more than some food, some clothes, and a place to lay our heads. He gives you just enough to live. That's free labor. When and white people, they get, you know what I mean? They get more than enough. They get enough where they can go buy a new house. They can go on 2-week vacations.
Yep.
Negroes don't get that. We free labor right now in 2023. The white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of, and he needs to pay for what he did for blacks, to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian people. Okay? Right. We got to call him out for what he did. And only way we gonna make him pay is if we turn away from his ways and come back to our ways. Serve our God. Serve the Negro God. Okay? And the white man will pay for what he did to us, man. And continue to do to us right now today. Okay? Go ahead with what y'all was bringing out. Salaki. If you're done with that, Sharatazat, we can go to the book of Deuteronomy.
God.
Chapter 32 and verse 7. Because like I said, we got them slave ships, Itazab, Sharatazat. We fought. We were damn near jumping off the boats. You know what I mean? In the middle of the sea.
Yep.
We was jumping off the boat, man. Because we didn't want to be in this captivity. We knew we had messed up. But now that he got us over here, he destroyed us so much. Beat us, raped us, murdered us, to the point where we just say, man, I just want to be happy now. I just want to be happy, dog. Whatever it takes to be, you know what I mean? He lied to us. Now we think the only way we can be happy is by serving him. Okay, don't drop that one. Actually, give me Exodus, the book of Exodus. Salaki, give me the book of Exodus, chapter 23 and verse 16.
All right, I got it.
23 and 16. Go ahead.
3 verse 16. In the feast of harvest, the first fruits of thy labor, which thou hast sown in the field, in the feast of ingathering, which is in the year, which is in the end of the year, when thou hast gathered in thy labors out of the field. 3 times in the year, all thy males shall appear before the Most High Power.
That's not it, man. I must have wrote it down wrong. 23. Yeah, darn it.
Paraphrase.
Okay, so basically, I'm trying to find. I had a scripture that showed when God separated us. Okay, when we are separate from them and have our own land and dwell safely, then we'll know we're blessed. You understand what I'm saying? Because black people are walking around here today saying they blessed and they ain't got nothing. We on the bottom. You go find the most destroyed Christian in that church who ain't got nothing. He's being oppressed by his wife. She's usurping authority all over him all day. And you say, what's going on, brother? How you doing? He'll say, I'm blessed. I'm blessed. No, we're not blessed, man. Right now, we cursed. I don't know how I got that one wrong. Man, that's okay. Let's go back to Deuteronomy 32 and 7.
I got Isaiah 14 and 3. You tell me if this is if this sounds right. It says, and it shall come to pass in the day that the Most High shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. My bad. Cuts off. Verse 4. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. The Lord The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke.
Yeah, that's definitely the Lord, you know what I mean? That's Isaiah prophesying that he's going to separate us from our oppressor. Man. And you know what I mean? All these scriptures that we bring out, you know what I mean? The Lord wants us to be separate. Okay? And when we are separated from them, that's when we are going to truly be blessed, man. That's when we're truly going to be blessed. Man, I can't believe I stuff. I'll see if I can find it, but for now, let's go to what did I call for? Deuteronomy 32 and 7, was it?
6.
Okay.
We started 7. Yeah, my bad.
Shamar say Psalms 137 and 4. Let me check.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
Days of old.
Yeah, that's it. That's a good one right there. Like, we got to remember, you know what I mean? We forgot. We totally have forgotten, Itazar, coming off them slave ships, man, and what happened to us. We forgot what happened to us 60 years ago. Let's just go back 60 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Oh, man, Salakia.
No, but I know you probably got something good, but it's something I just saw on TV where, okay, when we was in Jacksonville, right?
Right.
And the brothers was bringing out that Bat Day or whatever, right?
Right.
Axe Day or whatever, Axe Handle Day.
That's Sunday.
Axe Handle Sunday.
No, Axe Handle Saturday.
Saturday.
Okay. But listen, why did this blow my mind? Why did those white people come and kill us with axe handles that day?
Sitting in Salakia, wanting to sit in their establishment and eat.
Exactly. We are begging the white man to love us, and instead of loving you, he kills you. He kills you.
That's it.
Like, we've been begging to join him for over 500 years, and guess what he keeps doing? He keeps killing you.
Right.
So what you need to do is just get the heck away from him. Separate yourself. Stop wanting to eat next to Esau, the white man. Stop wanting to eat with him. Stop wanting to be and go to the public pool where he's at. I don't want to get in no water where he is at. I want my own water. Us trying to love this troglodyte, man, has gotten us nothing but killed. Okay? Read it from the top if you would, whoever was reading.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 7. Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee.
Salakia. Ask commanding General Yohana, and he will show you. Ask Officer Sharatazar, and he will show you. Ask Officer Itazab, and he will tell you. He will remind you that we were hung on trees. He will remind you that you have your own constitution. You have your own language. Keep going.
Come on. Thy elders, and they will tell thee.
Just because Sharatazar and Itazab might be younger than you in years, in spiritual, they are your elders. Okay? Go ahead.
Come on. Salakia. Verse 8. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam,
Mm-hmm.
he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
The Lord separated. The Lord is a separatist. Okay. So that's why I'm a separatist. Okay. I want separation. The Lord separated us, man. The Lord took you out of Egypt and separated you. The Lord is a separatist, man. Christ was a separatist. Christ said he came for nobody but the children of the lost sheep of Israel.
Right.
Right? Christ is a separatist, man. And if you Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, and you saying you follow Christ, you should be a separatist. Okay? Was that it on that, Sharatazak? I mean, Atazak? Come on with it.
When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, and he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
Right, according to the number of the children of Israel. Why? Because everybody else is supposed to serve us, man. You understand? They're supposed to serve us. And if I could, real quick, I just want to give a shout out to Officer Mashamar, Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatah. That's a strong brother, man, riding out with Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians in that hell that we are in. You know what I'm saying? And that brother knows, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing for us to be happy about in 2023. We are in hell. Okay? Go ahead, Itazar.
Come. Verse 9. For the Lord's portion is his people.
That's the Lord's portion is his people, man. His people. The ones he chose. You understand? His portion. That means like his pride. You know what I mean? When the Lord can boast, you know what I mean? It's over his people, the ones he chose. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Keep going.
Come. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
Right.
That's it.
That's our forefather. Not Esau. Not Lot. Okay. But Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Those are our forefathers. That's who, you know what I mean? That's who our family tree came through. That's our bloodline. You understand? That's who God chose. All the way up to Christ. Okay. Right. Christ got the same blood I got, the same DNA.
Slack you, sir.
Go ahead.
That you know, acts your forefathers, man. It's like, listen, if you look back in history, like what Austin the Shot was saying, in the 1960s, right, with the Axe Handle Saturday, was all the massacres that took place. They had the head chief of police there, and
right.
they were KKKs, and they let the lynchings happen. They let the massacres go down. With the Axe Handle Saturday, what's heavy about that story is that you were sitting in these people restaurant begging to be fed and begging for equality. They were spitting on you, knocking you over the head with a bottle. You know, all of this stuff they were doing to you. And what's crazy is that it was regular civilians, white civilians, and KKK, the Ku Klux Klan, that came together and start hitting you over the head with an axe handle and baseball bats. And it was a cop there calling for backup.
There was cops.
It was one cop there before that he was calling for backup.
Okay.
Nobody showed up until this until the blacks. It was a black group called the Boomerangs. It was a black gang called the Boomerang that showed up and started helping those brothers and sisters out. That's when the cops showed up. When we started to retaliate on them and started whooping them, that's when the cops showed up. But while they was whooping you, they never showed up. They never came. Right. And this is something that this is something that happens all through our history. This is why you have to look back, and this is why history is so important. Look back. Go ask your father what happened. Why was things segregated? Right. You act like we integrated now. You don't go to the same church white people go to.
That's right.
Your neighborhood is predominantly black. Your school is predominantly black. The mall you go to is predominantly black. The corner store you go to is predominantly black. The gas station you use is predominantly black.
Guess what?
Go ahead, sir.
Real quick, I'm just jumping real quick, but all that what you're saying is so true. Like what we have is predominantly black, and Negroes hate it.
And
Negroes hate it. And why? Because some dumb Negro named Martin Luther King taught you to hate it.
Right.
Go ahead, Salaki.
Nah, you're right. Martin Luther King furthered this garbage of you fighting to use their water fountains, fighting to sit in their restaurants, fighting, so much so they said, all right, no sweat. You can sit in our restaurants and you can, look, we'll just tear yours down and you just use ours now. Now you go in the back and wash the dishes and you serve white people now.
Right.
You the busboy now. You the waiter now. When
so
you could have
guess what that did? Yeah, it's like I don't mean to, but guess what that did?
Right.
That made us happy.
Right.
What y'all was bringing out earlier. Negroes want to be happy. We want to be comfortable. We don't want to suffer like the Lord wanted us to suffer, so we would come back to him. Instead, we'd rather serve this white troglodyte monster animal and be happy serving doing that.
Right.
We were seeking to be happy. And we was willing to be bloody. What you see them, they wanted to be happy, sitting next to Esau. Go ahead, Salaki.
We supposed to be proud of that picture.
Mm.
So we supposed to be happy. We got our head busting. We supposed to keep doing it today.
Right.
Good. Go ahead.
Salaki, y'all can see this video right here, right?
Right.
It's like that lunch counter wasn't good enough. Now we got to go and join their military and their police force. You get what I'm saying? Look at this brother. This brother is went into the Air Force, and he still don't get respected. But white people still don't love. We go into the Army and the Navy, and we come back and we still hate it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to come back to hearing the news that your sister, your daughter, or your wife was killed in a Family Dollar.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
That's why they killed Abraham Lincoln. Because Abraham Lincoln, you went up to the north to go fight in his war, thinking you was finna get something. His own people killed him. They looked at him as a traitor. Like, you ain't finna get these Negroes nothing.
Listen, the people, the so-called white man is a murderer.
Right.
He is a killer, man. And the scriptures say he was blessed with the sword.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? The Lord made him that way to teach you a lesson, Negro.
Right.
You should want to get away from right? Isn't that what they, you know what I mean? Like we shouldn't want to be around murderers.
Exactly.
Right.
We shouldn't want to be around serial killers.
Right.
We should not want to be around them, man. Because look, what is that? They got bats or something in their hands?
Axe handles.
Yeah. We shouldn't want to be around them, man. We shouldn't want to be around them. Like if Negroes were just left to their own devices, man, we would be like Jacob, a plain man, right? We want some beans and rice, a little sweet thing in the house. You know what I mean? A little shade tree, kick it. You know what I mean? We don't. You know what I mean? left to us, we would want that.
If I could.
Go ahead.
And you know what I'm saying? Then our mamas used to tell us, don't hang around troublemakers.
Yeah.
Right.
That
And listen, that's all Esau is. He's a troublemaker.
troublemaker.
They have AR-15s with swerkers on them. You know what I'm saying?
Swastikas.
Right.
Swastikas. You know what I'm saying? They troublemakers, man. We shouldn't want to be around them. We need to separate, Aitazar.
And you know what, sir? It's like Nashaf Aitazal. It's like we always act surprised when something like this takes place. Like what happened in Jacksonville. Like we always oh my God, you know, I didn't. Like, come on, man. Like these are the only people that's shooting up schools.
Exactly. Yes.
Why are we surprised?
Mm-hmm.
Why are we letting them in our neighborhood? When you see them, say, "Nah, you can't use this store, bro. Just you got your."
I brought that out at camp, man. I even told, man, I try to warn. We are supposed to be the ones that blow the trumpet. We're supposed to be the ones that warn our people. And that's what we're trying to do, man. We're trying to warn our people. Look, you see a white face in your neighborhood, you should be on high alert.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just like they do us. If you go to a white community, you drive through I can attest to this. You driving through their neighborhood, they looking at you like you crazy.
Man.
We should do the same thing to them, man. Because if we don't, that everyday average white man is going to end up killing one of your brothers and sisters, one of your daughters or sons. They're going to end up killing you because you wasn't alert. You didn't warn the people of these terrorists, man. Yep. They've been terrorists forever. Yep. Ever since they've been burning crosses on your lawn. They've been terrorists, man.
It's a lucky. I'll go further. I'll give you one further than that.
Come on.
Ever since Christopher Columbus sailed
Oh man. Wow, you right.
Terrorists.
You right. When my native Indian brothers saw them pale face get off that boat, they should have been on high alert.
Yep.
They should have fought. But they didn't want to separate. They wanted to join them. And the Lord is saying throughout our scriptures that if we don't separate from these heathens, then we won't be safe. You understand what I'm saying? If we don't separate from them, we won't be safe. Here, did we read Jeremiah 32 and 37? Did we do that one?
I don't think sir.
All right, let's get that. Jeremiah 32 and 37.
So like yes, sir. Also, all this these civil rights political leaders, you know what I'm saying? If you want to do something, now is the time for you to start, you know, why don't you start passing some laws to say we can't have Edomites come here anymore. They need to use their own and we use our own. Why don't you do something like that? Well, now you should be seeing that these people for years and years and years, this is their action. This is what they do.
They see it, Sharatazat. They just don't care. All they care about is their own bank account, their own house.
Man.
They're separatists. They want to be separate from Negroes.
Right.
They don't want to be in our family. They want to be separate from us. They want to be separate from their own family. That's why it's like that. They want to be a part of Esau and separate from you. You the problem. Talking about we should separate. Talk about God don't love everybody. You're the problem.
Right.
They want to be totally inclusive to whatever Esau's got going on. Go ahead and read, if you would, Jeremiah chapter 32 and verse 37. Because as long as we want to join them, we're not going to be safe. You understand?
Right.
We're not going to be safe.
Go ahead. Jeremiah chapter 32. What verse?
37.
Verse 37.
Hold on. Maybe you can start up.
36.
Go ahead.
Now, therefore, thus saith the Most High, the power of Israel.
The power of Israel. Man, that's like if we could just understand what Itazab just read. The power, your power. Like, what is the white man's power? His military might.
Right.
We have a military might.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You just can't see it. We got a power. Our power is the superpower. Like the white man think he's the superpower. Our power is, you know what I mean, can, without even doing anything, make their military obsolete. They can't even use their buttons to shoot off a missile or nothing. Everything goes dead.
Right.
We have the ultimate power. And now, in order for you to be able to use this power, right, you got to follow the rules. Like, in order for the white man to use his power, his nuclear bombs, he's got a process he's got to go through, right? Okay? Right. You got to make a phone call. This person's got to agree. That person got to agree. Then they got to, they show it on the movies. They got keys. You got to put them in at the same time, turn them at the same time. You know what I mean? It's a process. You got to follow the rules, right?
Right.
Well, it's the same thing with us. We got the ultimate power of the universe, but in order for us to use this power and make this power work for us, there's a process we got to go through. Our process is just us changing our lives, us following what is laid out to us, separating from other nations.
Right.
Using our power. Okay? Read it from the top again, Itazal, man. That's heavy, man. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian need. I think next time we just want to start off by proving to them who they are before we can go in and you know what I mean, and say, this book is talking to you. You are the Israelites. Go ahead, Itazal.
Okay. Look at Jeremiah chapter 32, verse 36. And now, therefore, thus saith the Most High, the power of Israel.
Now, I could just have you say that over and over and over and over again. It sounds so good. You know what I mean? It just sounds good, man. Right. Like, I'm ready. He's about to lay something out to you. Right. The power of the universe is talking to you, Israel. Pay attention. You understand what I'm saying? I'm excited right now. I don't know what you're about to read, but I'm excited to hear it. I'm ready to do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Go ahead.
Okay. Concerning this city, whereof ye say, it shall be delivered into the hand of the king of Babylon by the sword.
That's how Esau got what he got.
Yep.
By the sword. He didn't get it by working hard. He didn't get it by, negotiating. He got it by the sword, man, killing blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian people. Read.
Come. And by famine, and by pestilence.
That's what happened to us. And that's what's going to happen to Esau. Go ahead.
Behold, I will gather them out of all countries, whither I have driven them in mine anger, and in my fury, and in my wrath, and in great wrath.
Right. You don't listen. At the end of the day, you might not know it, but the Lord is mad at what's happening to his people. We just read it, that we're his portion. Did we not just read that?
Right.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, the children of Israel is his portion. We are his chosen ones. And even though he put us in this position for this to happen to us, he's mad that it's happening to us. Okay? That's the Lord is, boy, he's something else. He created these people to get you in line, and then he's mad at them for doing it. You know what I mean? Pops is mad at them. Pops let you take your behind outside and get whipped because you ain't want to listen to him, right? He knew they was gonna do it, but now that they done it, he's mad. He's mad, man. He's fury. Go ahead, Atazar.
Come. And I will bring them again unto this place, and I will cause them to dwell safely.
Right. The Lord that's it, man. When he gather us, behold, I will gather them out of all countries. Who's in all countries? Negroes, Hispanics, Native Indians. We are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Okay, and behold, this is the Lord speaking. I will gather them out of all countries, whither I have driven them in mine anger and in my fury, in great wrath. The Lord was pissed off at Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And he scattered us so we can learn our lesson. And guess what? I learned my lesson, Atazar. How about you, Sharatazar?
I sure did. I'm tired.
I'm tired too. Shit. I want to go home. You know what I mean? I want back in the house because he scattered us. Okay, out of our land. Okay, behold, I will gather them out of all countries, whither I have driven them in mine anger, in my fury, and in great wrath. He did this because he was pissed off at us for not keeping his laws. The Israelites, okay?
Right.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And I will bring them again unto this place. Now he's going to bring us back to our land, back to our house.
Right.
He's going to bring us home from being scattered throughout. He's going to bring us out of the ghettos, out of the barrios. He's going to bring us back home, man.
Yep.
And I will bring them again into this place. And I will cause them to dwell safely. Once God separate us from everybody else that we're scattered out and a part of, and bring us back together and put us back in our land, that's when we'll be safe, Atazar.
Yep.
That's when they won't be able to have axe handled Saturday.
Right.
That's when they won't be able to walk in our store and shoot down our brothers and sisters. That's when they won't be able to hang us on trees no more.
Yep.
Because we'll be safe. We'll be in our land. We'll be separate from them. That's what the Bible's saying, Atazar.
Right.
Sharatazar. The Bible's saying that about his chosen portion, his children. The slaves that are out here building the breakers, building America, building the UK. He's going to bring us home and separate us from everybody else. And that's when we'll be safe, man. That's the only way we're going to be safe. Man, there's also a scripture in the New Testament that say, you know what I mean? we will have our own, we will build walls and be in our own city, and that's when we'll be safe.
Okay.
You understand? We got to be separated from all these other nations. That's the only way we'll be safe, man. That's the only way we're going to be safe. There's no other way. Joining them is not, we haven't been safe, man. Living among these other nations, we're not safe, man. We're not safe from Chinese people in America. We're in America, and we're not safe from Chinese people. You understand? We're not safe from Africans. Africans are killing our sisters, Itazar.
Right.
Because we're not separated from them. These Indians are killing us because we're keeping their ways. White people are killing us because we're begging to be, African Americans. Now we're not safe.
Right.
But when the Lord come and separate us from everybody else and put us back in our land, then we'll be safe again. But until then, we're not safe. And we gotta show Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians the truth. That we gotta separate from these people. We're just gonna continue to die. Am I right or am I wrong? I mean, like,
yeah,
us being around them, we just die, man. We're the only ones dying.
Yep.
Nobody else is dying like Negroes. They didn't have axe handle Saturday on Chinese people.
Right.
They didn't do that to East Indians. It's only happening to us because the Lord wants us to turn away first. We gotta tell the Lord we want to separate. We gotta show him we want to separate. And then he will put us in our land and we'll have walls and gates so we can be safe from them.
Right.
Because they're heathens, man. They're terrorists. They're animals. They're the beasts of the field. All right. You brothers got anything you want to bring out before we go ahead and end the class?
Come
on with it.
If you got something to say, Shraz, I'm gonna grab it real quick.
No, go ahead. I yield.
Al said, the devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
And he has to pay for what he's done to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian people. Somebody's got to pay, man. Somebody's got to pay for what was that boy who died?
Emmett Till.
Ass white man killed him and threw him in a lake.
Emmett Till.
Yeah, somebody got to pay for Emmett Till, man. Somebody's got to pay for that. Somebody's got to pay for all the slaves that hung on trees. Somebody's got to pay for that. Somebody's got to pay for all the brothers and sisters that died on the way over here on slave ships. Somebody's got to pay for that. Why can't we have justice? Why can't I have somebody pay for what happened to my daddy? What happened to my mama? They put drugs in our neighborhoods. They plotted against us. Somebody's got to pay for that, man. Why can't Black people have justice? Why can't we get justice for Axe Handle Saturday? Nobody's never paid for that, Itazar. People died. Negroes died. And nobody's paid for it, man. Why can't we have justice? Why do we have to be silent and die in silence? Why do we got to die silently? Somebody's got to pay. And the only way we're going to make that happen, man, is we come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments. We serve our power. Yeah, go ahead, Itazar.
It's lucky the water, sir.
What?
What I was gonna bring out is like, I'm noticing a trend going on in the leadership in Black people. You understand? The trend is something very disgraceful, disgusting, and it's an abomination. You understand? And I'm talking about the so-called, leaders of this people. You know what I'm saying? The so-called conscious leaders of this people. You know what I'm saying? And that thing that I'm talking about, man, is the culture of rape. You understand? It's something that nobody want to talk about, but it's something that's very prevalent in the Black community right now, and it's destroying Black communities. I got a video right here of one of the leaders of this community that talks, positively about rape. I want y'all to hear what he says.
Yeah. You're a lesbian. The men of the city, some of the men will rape you to correct the nature within you to make it go back to the masculine that you're supposed to desire. That's what they call corrective rape.
But that need to come in America. Fix America.
Corrective rape
Listen,
is if you're a lesbian, the men of the city, some of the men will rape you to correct the nature within you to make it go back to the masculine that you're supposed to desire. That's what they call corrective rape.
But that need to come in America. Fix America.
this guy said that's what needs to come to America.
Sound like an African.
He do.
He sounded like a straight African, because the first thing I was going to ask is, where is that in the Bible?
Yeah.
Where is that? I'll tell you where it says you can't. You're not supposed to rape somebody.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, I've never heard of corrective rape in our records,
Right.
in our culture. That sounds like an African culture or something.
Right. That's
He's
what
trying to put that on us.
that's where he gets it from.
Right.
Some heathen culture where they said they would rape the women to make them come back to that.
Yeah.
What he doesn't understand is Black women in America became lesbians because of rape.
Right.
That's what traumatized them and turned them into the deviants that they are today. They gave them that sexual deviancy. You get what I'm saying? Being raped as a little child. And so the only way they can cope with that trauma is by acting sexually. Go ahead.
That group is retarded because you can't have more than one wife over there, but you can corrective rape somebody.
Right. You can.
Right.
They got a lot of rape going on apparently.
You are having sexual intercourse if you are corrective raping somebody.
But you can't have more than one woman.
Yeah, you're supposed to be married. What are you doing?
It's ridiculous, man.
Man, these people, that's why we read the scripture earlier. Salakia, I'm going to let you have it right back. But that's why we read, learn not the ways of the heathen. Okay? We got our records right here, what the Lord laid down to us. That's what we should be doing. Salakia, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Nah, what, sir? You know what I'm saying? And then so the last thing as well. So that's them. But here's the thing, it's not just them.
Right.
Like I said, it's a collective of the leaders in the Black and brown community, man.
Mm-hmm.
So here's another video of this cat. This now they're not gonna show you his face. I'll show you his face after if I need to. But this is a brother who goes by the name of Polite. He was charged and convicted for sexually abusing a child.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They gave him 7 years for it. I'm gonna play it.
State prison. Count 2 was lewd and lascivious molestation on a child, 12 to 16 years, a second-degree felony, punishable by up to 15 years state prison. Lewd and lascivious conduct on a child under 16 by a defendant 18 or over, a second-degree felony, punishable by up to 15 years state prison. Count 4, lewd and lascivious exhibition on a child under 16 years, defendant over 18, a second-degree felony, punishable by up to 15 years state prison, and contributing to the delinquency.
Wow.
Good night.
dependency of a child, a first-degree misdemeanor, punishable by up to 1 year in jail. And then count 6 is interference with custody, a third-degree felony, punishable by up to 5 years state prison. The state has now filed an amended information today, charging you with the following: aggravated child abuse, great bodily harm, a first-degree felony, punishable by up to 30 years state prison. Count 2 is aggravated child abuse, great bodily harm, a first-degree felony, punishable by up to 30 years state prison. And contributing to the delinquency, dependency of a child, a first-degree misdemeanor, punishable by up to 1 year in jail. It is my understanding that you wish to plead guilty to this new information. You would be adjudicated guilty, and your sentence has been memorialized in a 4-page plea agreement. Did you have the opportunity to go over this plea agreement with your lawyer?
Yes.
Okay. I do need the
form. There are additional terms of restitution, of which $5,000 has been agreed to be paid upfront within 24 hours, mailed to the to the victim, and additional restitution to be paid out on a monthly basis once he is out of custody. And that monthly amount is highlighted in the written terms of the plea agreement. Additionally, there will be a stay-away order from victim TS and her mother, which is also mentioned in the plea agreement.
It sounds like you're gonna get probation.
What is the total amount of the restitution?
The total amount of restitution is $25,000.
Damn. So he got 20. He got
All right.
20 racks to pay. He got 5 to pay to the what they just said. 5 to pay to the people, the family, and 20 when he get out.
No, it said sound like he's gonna get probation or something because they say he's gonna be paying that monthly, right?
Yeah,
Altazar?
when he get out.
We lost Altazar.
He lost it.
Yes, Ron. Okay. All right. Okay, so Mr. Nowak, the terms of the plea agreement are as what the prosecutor just stated, that you are going to be entering a plea of guilty to the 2 counts of aggravated child abuse and 1 count of deliberate contributing to the delinquency of a minor. You will be adjudicated guilty, which is a criminal conviction on your record. Do you also understand, sir, that by entering into this plea that it may subject you to involuntary civil commitment proceedings set forth in Florida statutes 394.910 through 394.931. Do you understand everything that I've said thus far?
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
I want to also advise you, sir, that you are going to be sentenced to 7 years in state prison,
You know what I'm saying?
followed by 10 years of reporting probation. In
Probation.
addition to any of these special conditions of probation, you will also participate in and successfully complete a mentally disordered sex offender treatment program.
Damn.
That you are also not eligible. Okay, you may, according to the state, you may be eligible for early termination if all of the conditions of your probation have been completed, that you have had no violations of your probation, and that you have not been arrested for any other criminal offense. Is that correct, State?
And to clarify, the terms stated in 5 is there is no prohibition on early termination. However, there is a requirement that any modification to this agreement be agreed by the state and the court.
Okay. All right, sir. Now, with respect to this plea agreement, I have on each page next to defendant's initials MN. Did you in fact affix those initials to each page?
I did.
And have you reviewed each and every component of this plea agreement going through page 1 and through page 4?
I have.
Now it says on page 4, having read the above mentioned terms of this plea agreement and having been advised by my counsel, David Terrace, I, Michael Noak, freely and voluntarily enter into this plea agreement and agree to abide by all terms and conditions of this plea agreement
Hold
and
on.
agree
All right,
reporting
hold on.
probation.
Now they had said one of the other one of his like stipulations for getting out is he gotta attend some type of class. I want to get that part again. Hold on.
So advise you, sir, that
Some type of some kind of mental thing for rapists.
Right.
You are going to be sentenced
Yeah.
to 7 years in state prison, to be followed by 10 years of reporting probation. In addition to any of these special conditions of probation, you will also participate in and successfully complete a mentally disordered sex offender treatment program that you are.
Hey, this cat is
Hey, man, at the end of the day, what I wanted to say was, man, you better not mess with the Israelite School of Universal Practice.
That's
No.
right.
Everybody who mess with us, dog, good night.
Man, what?
Hey, they say he got to go and get mental help because he's a mental rapist psychopath.
Right. They gave him 7 years, right?
Yeah.
Now he can get out early on them 7 years, but then once he get out, no matter when he get out, he's gonna have to have 10 years of probation.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's rough, man.
That is rough.
10 whole years of like monthly reporting, 10 whole years of paying them. You got to pay them a certain amount of money every month. 10 whole years of like, they can pop in at your crib anytime and just search the whole fucking house.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he's going back to jail. Like, you going back to jail. I don't know why people go.
10 years.
Why do you even accept probation? You going back to jail, man.
And look, here's the heavy part too. It's a lie. I don't mean to laugh, man, but listen. Here's the funny part. If he was in the ISUPK, that 10 years would be nothing. If he did listen to Commander, if he listened to Captain Tazariot and Captain Katazar, that 10 years would be nothing. Matter of fact, he wouldn't be in this position in the first place. But let's say he had gotten to the situation and then found the ISUPK, getting out and doing that 10 year, we do it. We don't break no law.
Okay, yeah, right. You're right. That 10 year wouldn't be nothing because man, these brothers in this school, we don't rape little girls.
Right.
We don't smoke weed. We don't commit crimes.
Like, sir, how do you have wives and you go rape a little girl? And you got wives.
He's got a mental disorder.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a mental disorder, Sharatazat. He's got a straight mental disorder where he want to sleep with little girls.
God damn, man.
Yeah. Nah, it's terrible.
Yeah. And he deserves everything he's getting. Because I guarantee you, it was one of my little sisters, one of my little daughters that he did that to.
Right.
He didn't go back to Africa and do that jump. He did that to my people, man. So I don't feel bad for him for a little bit. He deserves everything he get. Don't mess with my family, man.
Listen, man. Hey, Lord be with that brother when he going to general population and he got to explain his charge.
I hope the Lord ain't with him. I hope the Lord ain't with him.
Boy.
Get that.
You did what?
My God. It's not his God.
Right. Yeah, let who
let Kemet
be with you, bro. Let Kemet be with you.
May the Kemet God be with you.
Damn.
Be with you.
I wish I had the drum.
And that's a sexual deviant God, right?
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. May the Kemet God be with you.
Yeah, let the be with you.
Damn. All right, I got one more.
Go ahead.
I got one more, and then we out. But hold on, before I do that,
hit him with it.
Hold on. Before I do that, oh my God, I don't even want to look at this thing. Hold on. I got y'all right here. Listen, Salakia for this, but it had to be done. I gotta trash Kemet every chance I get.
Okay.
So yeah, he praying to this guy. This guy got him in this mess.
Wow. Wow.
Hey, this guy got him in this mess. And this guy gonna get him out.
That's his God.
That's his God.
That's his God.
Not my God.
That's not the God that we've been reading
I'm
about
on the screen.
in this Bible.
That's exactly and that's spiritual. That's spiritual as hell. He was thinking with that God.
Right.
He had that God in
He
mind.
was gathering us. That's the God he was serving.
Yep.
Okay.
And who won?
Man, so like I said, last video, and then we can be gone. I'm gonna just play the first few seconds of it. That's all we need.
His spiritual father, who he called, who's a fucking child molester. Your father is a child molester, period. And he got in his feelings. He got mad, and he thought he was going to punk contest out. If you want to cross the road, cross the fucking road. That's what you do. Don't sit here and talk shit like what's going to pop up, what's going to do this. If you're going to cross the line, cross the fucking line. Otherwise, get the fuck out of here. That's what you do.
Damn.
Most High Grace. Now we got a whole full radio show called Cross the Line, nigga.
Yep, that's right.
You gonna cross the line, cross the line. All right.
What happens when you come up against the God of Israel?
That's it, man. The God of the nigga God.
Right.
Right.
All right. So we good?
Come.
Hey, the water, Officer Sharatazar, for coming through. Water you, Officer Itazar. Y'all some hardcore strong brothers, man. I really appreciate y'all, brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? We can't do this by ourselves. It takes men like Sharatazar and Itazar, you know what I'm saying, to keep this thing going and be out here and be a beacon of hope for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, okay? We blowing the trumpet, trying to wake our people up, okay? So with that,
one more thing before we go.
Brothers.
Salaki, one more thing before I go.
Yeah.
And just like how the Lord took down Polite, you know what I'm saying? Don't think he's not coming for you, brother. Huh?
You know it?
Yeah,
I already know what you're about to say.
Yeah. He coming for you, purple cats too.
That's it, man. That's it. I feel bad for them. I don't want to be around them because you know they is our brothers. But I don't want to be around them cats when they get what they got coming, dog.
Right.
I don't want to be around them. I don't want to be nowhere near them. So I don't get it. You know what I mean? Right. That's in the Bible. It says, come out of her.
Mm-hmm.
So if you in that group right now, you better come up out of there. Because boy, they got something coming.
Oh yeah.
Okay? The nigga God don't play. Even with his own people. Okay? His own chosen ones. All right? Because you coming up against the men who serve him. You know what I'm saying? Like Moses did.
Yeah.
Okay? Like Yahushua did. Okay? We keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. We love Negroes, man. Hispanics and Native Indians. We love our people. All right? With that, shalom.
All right, shalom.